Title: Nightmare Unleashed. In the small, seemingly serene town of Ravenswood, an eerie silence fell over the streets as night settled in. The townsfolk locked themselves indoors, oblivious to the terror that had been lurking beneath the surface for decades. An ominous mist crept through the alleyways, twisting and turning like a serpent ready to strike. Diana Blackwood, a young and daring journalist, had arrived in Ravenswood to investigate the sudden rise in unexplained disappearances that had plagued the town. Armed with a determination that rivaled her fear, she delved into the twisted history of Ravenswood, uncovering the dark secrets that the townspeople had buried deep within their souls. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow on the dilapidated mansion at the edge of town. Known as the Hollowcrest Manor, it stood as a chilling reminder of a past that the townspeople wished to forget. Diana's investigation led her to this foreboding place, where the air was thick with an otherworldly dread. Inside the mansion, Diana found herself surrounded by decaying furniture and faded portraits of a family that had once thrived within these walls. As she ventured deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, a sinister presence seemed to envelop her, whispering maddening secrets into her ears. A door creaked open, revealing a hidden chamber. In the center of the room lay an ornate mirror, its surface marred by cracks that seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. Diana's reflection stared back at her, but it was distorted, twisted into a grotesque caricature of herself. She felt an irresistible pull toward the mirror, her heartbeat echoing in her ears like a relentless drum. As she reached out to touch the mirror, her fingers brushed against the cool glass, and the room began to shift and contort around her. She was plunged into a nightmarish realm where reality and illusion merged into a maddening tapestry of horror. In this distorted reality, Diana found herself reliving the tortured memories of the Hollowcrest family. Their thirst for power had led them to dark rituals that unleashed a malevolent entity upon the town. The entity fed on fear and suffering, its insatiable hunger consuming everything in its path. Diana watched helplessly as the entity tore through the fabric of reality, manifesting itself as a monstrous amalgamation of nightmares. Its form shifted and writhed, a grotesque reflection of the darkness that dwelled within the hearts of the Hollowcrest family. The townspeople's fears materialized before Diana's eyes as the entity fed on their terror, growing stronger with each agonizing scream. Desperation and dread filled the air as Diana realized that the only way to escape this nightmare was to confront the entity head-on. With a surge of determination, Diana faced the monstrous entity, her voice trembling but unwavering. She spoke the words of an ancient incantation she had discovered in her research, channeling her own fear into a barrier of light that pushed back against the entity's malevolent force. The battle raged on, the very fabric of reality tearing and warping as Diana and the entity clashed. The mansion shook as if it were on the verge of collapse, and Diana's strength began to wane. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a chorus of voices rose from the darkness, the tortured souls of the Hollowcrest family, bound by their own guilt and regret. United by their shared purpose, Diana and the spirits of the past channeled their collective strength into a final, devastating blow. The entity let out a deafening shriek, its form unraveling into nothingness as if it had never existed. As the nightmare faded, Diana found herself standing in the chamber once more, the mirror now shattered into countless shards. The mansion was silent, its malevolent presence finally banished. Ravenswood emerged from its grip of terror, the townspeople awakening from their nightmare-induced slumber. Diana had faced the darkness head-on, unraveling the threads of a morbid tale that had haunted Ravenswood for generations. But as Diana walked away from the shattered mirror, she couldn't shake the feeling that the horrors she had witnessed were not entirely vanquished. The darkness had been banished for now, but she knew that nightmares had a way of resurfacing when least expected, and that the true horror was the potential for evil that lay dormant within the human heart.